Hey guys, it's Friday, definitely Friday, but as you can see the old current bun, the old sun, is in the afternoon. So it's like one, I don't know, I don't know what time it is. I know it's gone 1:30 I think, but I was up early, but I didn't get out for me run like I normally do. That's okay, I'm okay with that. So, but it's been one of those weeks, and I think a few people has been going through one of those weeks. And me dog and all, and we've had bats too in the attic, and we live in a 2-story, and it's not an easy job. So we had to hire this company called Protec, I think, Wildlife Solutions. I think that's the name, Protec Wildlife Solutions, yeah. And these guys have been blinding. They've been really, really good. And it kind of riveted it home today for me, and I know for my wife too. Because this one fella comes out, and my wife had already spoken and met this guy in the past, because this has been going for about, I don't know, 2, maybe going on 3 weeks. And it's Friday, so I'm banging out music, and I had some heavy, like reggae kind of drum and bass mix going on. And this fella comes up the stairs, and as he comes around, I'm like, "Hey man, what's going on?" And I say hello. And a young fella, and he's like, "Hey man, you good?" I'm like, "Yeah man." Off he goes with my wife, go look in the attic and that. So he comes down and he goes into my daughter's room, and he walks in there, because there was like a load of bat smell in that wall over there on that side of the house. And my wife calls me, and I walk in there, and he's standing there with my daughter's bird on his head. Oh no, sorry, on his shoulder. It kept going to his head. It was on his shoulder. And I'm like, "Oh shit, man, you've got that vibe." This is where I'm getting to. Never judge anybody, mate, I tell you. So he wasn't letting on anything, and I've got the music still banging out in the background, and I'm Mr. Hippie. So I'm like, "Dude, you got that energy, man." So he's like, "Well, my girlfriend's got a bird," and he pulls his phone out and he shows this beautiful mate, this bird is like crazy. I forget what he called it. Really cool looking bird. And I'm like, "Oh shit, all right, this guy's got the energy." So I go to, my wife says, "Hey, just try and get him to whistle the bird," because my daughter's bird whistles different tunes that we've like taught her to do. So I go to get the bird. Damn bird starts pecking at me, wants to stay on him. So I'm like, "Oh shit, all right." So I'm like, "Mate, you're like sound, So I walk back out. I'm like, "Right, I'm getting out of here." And we tried to get him out of here, but the bird, seriously, the bird just kept on coming and landing on him, just wanting to be around him. And I even said to him, I said, "Dude, you're gonna probably get shit all over you." And he's like, "I don't care." He was a cool dude. So I'm still banging some sounds out, and as I forgot to say at the beginning, as he came up the stairs and started walking down with my wife, he's like starting to bang out to it, like dance out to it, and I'm like, And then after is when he went into the bedroom and that. So he comes walking out, and he's like, he's giving us the heads up, like, "Hey, you got birds, and we got to like sanitize your attic and da 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 da." So he's like, I don't feel quite fucking good with that, really, because I know how sensitive birds are and all this. I'm thinking, this guy's fucking honest as shit, like straight up dude, right? So I turn around to him after he got saying his bit, and he's going, I'm going to call my boss and see what we're going to do here and all that. Anyway, there's a plan in action, cutting long story short, which they, again, fucking great company, man. You know, they fucking work with you. So I'm like, hey man, I'm like, I stuck my hand out, and he gave me the old fucking brotherly handshake like that. And I go, you're straight up, dude. I said, you're a fucking straight up guy. I said, you're honest. And I said, and I'll tell you what, I don't take that fucking lightly. I said, the fact that you've been that fucking honest. And I'll tell you what, I'd fucking hire this company just on that guy. His name's Tim. Right, young fella, his name's Tim. Because I said, what's your name, mate? He's like, Tim. And I remember going, huh? Because I've got a mate, Tim. So, nah, I fucking like, was like, dude, you're straight up. So with that, we start talking about music. This is when I'm saying, like, it doesn't matter who you meet, doesn't matter what they do, right? This fella's up and down in fucking attics. It's probably through the fucking summer too, when it's like 90 odd degrees out. And in your attic, it's like 100 and something, right? But you know, people look down upon people like, I don't judge anybody for this reason. Or one of the reasons. You don't know. You don't, we're all flesh and blood. We're all bloody, we all have cells and we all bleed the same, and we're all bloody, we all come from the same area in the world, by the way. I don't know if anybody freaking do your history. Yeah, do your history. You know, all this bloody judging people and, oh, you're this freaking colour and you're that colour and all. Why? It's ludicrous. It's crazy. It doesn't matter. So we get looking at this bloody music, because I've got reggae banging out, and he goes, hey, he goes, one of my best mates has got he's done this fucking reggae dub, it's really good, you want to hear it? And I'm like, shit, yeah. He goes, you got Bluetooth? I'm like, yeah. So we start banging this out through like one of my speakers, and I'm like, oh, that's really good. That's not even, it's like spot on. And then I go, oh, he's in a band? And he goes, well, he's got a band, but this is all him. He did everything, guitars, fucking drums, everything, right? So he goes, oh, he does metal too. And I'm like, what? So he goes, yeah, let me look him up. So now he's on my YouTube, where I got it on a TV, and I've got some decent speakers. When you bang it through there's no distortion. I've got a nice, I always said, get yourself a freaking good centre speaker and a good sub. Yeah, and you know, your freaking surround speakers, yeah, you want decent ones, but if you've got those two, where you can hear those freaking high points and mid-range areas, and then you've got a heavy, yeah, it's all right. My sound comes through that pretty nicely. So he goes, oh yeah. So anyway, he pulls this fella up on the YouTube, and starts playing metal, and I'm like, holy cow, it's not just metal, it's the stuff that there's people that call metal, it's rock, it's not metal. Metal has got it's got a certain sound to it, and it's just heavy, crazy. It's just the energy of it. If you're ever at a gig like that, the energy of that just makes you, when they say about sound, you know, guiding your energy, listen to some metal. Alright, so this guy's like roaring, fucking bang on guitar. I'm like, oh, what's that band? He goes, oh no, he did it all himself. I'm like, what? So I'm going to turn back. So what the message is like, don't judge anybody. I've hooked with this guy now. Even my daughter come out and she goes, oh no, you're having a bromance. No, I just connect with people. You take the freaking judgment out of your head. You actually love people and connect with people, and you know, you'd be surprised who you can freaking meet if you pulled a stick out of your ass. Yeah? if you freaking open your mind a little bit, I don't understand this not accepting, or I don't get it. we all, you know, that right there, the music was the language. That was the language that bridged the gap, and the bird. I've bumped into some really interesting people, and I'm thankful that I've got solid mates from all walks of life. You know, it don't matter. But you know, we're so quick to judge people, and I don't even mean with what race you are. You know, you can see people and judge them for tattoos. I've heard that too. We're freaking right next to me, in fact, with my girls there. Judgment. Someone came on TV and it was a judgment. And I freaking corrected that pretty quick. Yeah. And then my wife too. When I told her, she's like, "What?" You know what I mean? So, you know, there's that. I know people that are tattooed from here down. Fucking nicest people you ever want to meet. So, yeah, the pubs and that I used to go to in London, you know, you'd get people, trust me, if you got people in there that was judgmental, there was some fucking crazy looking people in there, and they were lovely people. Lovely people. Even that, see what I said? Crazy looking. That's a judgment. They were just regular, normal people. You know, I'm sure that me walking around with this mala on and stones and what I do and the way I look and Buddha t-shirts, and you know, I'm sure there's people out there thinking, who's this guy? You know, what does he know? I don't claim to know anything. That's the beauty of it. I'll get in conversations with you, and I can talk to you about what I believe and what I think and how the mind works and things like that. But I'm a seeker. I'm a work in progress. I always will be. But you'll have people out there that'll judge. I remember when I was in my town once, and I had really short hair. And now those people out there that know me will know this is absolutely insane, ridiculous, right? So there I am in my town, and I'm walking down through my town, and I hear these dudes across the way shout out, "Skinhead!" And I'm like, oh shit. I'm so, you know, and that's another thing. Hey, if you know what that originally meant, it was all around music. And by the way, again, look at your music history. Skinheads didn't have that name then. It was a totally different thing. It was like evolved around music, and you know, you mix with everybody. It was all against the government, and it was all against freaking what they were doing way back when freaking England was in chaos, and the only thing you had was music, which kind of mixed punk and the Jamaican beats, because I had a load of Jamaican mates as well, and it mixed. And then you had ska, but ska came from Jamaica anyway. It came from across the waters. It's way old, but we just took it, mixed it a little bit, and it became this freaking sound, and that made a movement, which I don't know why it isn't happening now. But anyway, no judgment, right? So yeah, don't judge. Stick a hand out, shake somebody's hand, smile, say hello, how you doing? Like I did with this guy. Told him he was sound, you know. He freaking, I tell you, he was straight up, this guy, Tim. Don't forget that. Yeah, ProTech Wildlife Solutions, Tim. Great guy, real good guy. Obviously only if you're in the Florida area. I'm not sure what areas of Florida they do. I happen to live in Central Florida, so. But yeah, if you've got a problem with bats, I'm not sure what else they do actually, but they're the guys, straight up. I tell you, they get the job done and they keep on it until they're out. And there's no doubt that name's going to get passed around because of that fella Tim. Stay the course, guys. Namaste.